There it goes.
Five straight. They have a stranglehold on the NFC East.
3 touchdowns in the game. I mean, do you remember a game like this where you've been able to really be the focus of an offense and take off the way that you did today?
As a matter of fact, just 2 weeks ago, Amari Cooper had his coming out party as a Dallas Cowboy.
It's Cooper running away. He broke the big play.
In Week 12, number 19 had 8 catches for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns, and Dallas took over first place in the NFC East. On Sunday, he was at it again.
There's a deep shot right side of the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Amari Cooper.
In his 6 games as a Cowboy, Cooper leads the NFL in receiving yards, and Dallas is 5-1.
I've seen this guy play for a long time. I mean, playing against him in college, I knew just how great he was. I was almost, I guess I can say, I'm astonished that we were able to get that trade.
He just runs right by Sidney Jones.
Hey, just like we talked about. Just run. Hey, just like that, brother. Yeah.
Perhaps they also talked about the banged-up Eagles secondary and how their backups were no match for Cooper.
Tie game, 3:12 to go. Throwing it deep down the right side. Little comeback caught at the 40. Running away. This is Amari Cooper. Touchdown. 75 yards. Dallas by 7 again.
75-yard touchdown. Was that something you had to be patient to set up at that point in the game?
It's interesting because I actually had another stop route on that play, and they were like really sitting on those stop routes, man. So when I broke the huddle, I was kind of mad, and I was like, Dak, come on, again? He was like, just run it, bro. And then I guess he thought about it again, and he kind of signaled a go route, and I was elated when he did that, and I took off, caught the ball, and scored.
Well, Devontae Bosby was not on the Eagles roster the first 8 weeks of the season, and they had him up in man coverage and pressed on Amari Cooper with no safety help. As soon as Dak Prescott saw that, you knew exactly where he was going to go with the football, and it was just no contest.
Amari, when you said that Dak signaled you, do you mean a hand signal pre-snap, or was it like a little thing?
I already gave you guys too much information, but yeah, it was a hand signal. I guess we'll have to change it now.
You got to lead 200. I thought he was going to pick that. No, I was really slowing down to go up and get it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, boy. He was trying to force you out of bounds, wasn't he? I don't know what he was trying to do.
We having a good time?
Late in the fourth quarter, Dallas lost their lead, and the game went into overtime.
3rd and 7 at the 15. Prescott in the gun. They look like they're going to blitz. Here comes everybody. Slant in the direction. Cooper caught it on the bounce. Off the defender. Cooper walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Cooper. Cowboys win.
Well, Rasul Douglas is just sick about this. He plays it actually very well. He gets a hand on the ball, and Amari Cooper, why not? He's done everything else tonight. Why not catch the deflection for the win?
I knew I had the slant route there, but I knew he would sit on it. I knew it was cover 0. So I tried to sell the fade. It still didn't really work. But, you know, I just stayed with the ball, and there you have it.
We knew they were bringing everybody. I just knew I had to get the ball out. And the defender actually played it pretty well. But Amari running his route, being strong, was still able to go make an attempt at that, and ball popped right back up into his hand.
Cooper finished the game with 10 catches for 217 yards and 3 touchdowns.
I ain't got nothing to say.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work, and I can't seem to be getting my feed in here, and my computer seems to be hung. This is the problem, of course, being gone for a while, because it is not working for me. And hopefully you guys are there. I can't seem to find any of my videos and stuff in here. I apologize. It's been a long, long day. I may need to reboot this other computer and try and start over. So hopefully, give me a second here, guys. Like I said, it's been, let's see. I can't find my own channel. Let's see if I see it up on this computer. All right. Because I can't see if you guys actually see the feed or not. So, a little amiss right now. Okay, I don't want to hear myself. Okay, hang on. Ah, okay, so it is up. Good. So it's just a problem with the other computer. Hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. I have been gone, as you can tell, for the last week, gone to Puerto Rico, rebuilding some homes. It was an incredible experience, but I got to tell you, it wore me out. I was tired, and I was truly missing being here with you guys. Hang on for just 1 second. Let me make one quick adjustment. Sorry, got to get up and do this real quick. I got too much technology going on in here. It was funny because before I left to go to Puerto Rico, my wife had come down here for the first time in like forever, and she had seen the whole setup and stuff, and she was like, how many computers do you have set up? And it's like, there's actually 3 of them that actually hooked up, because we have this one which runs this monitor, we have this one that runs the mainstream, and then I have to have another one separate to actually run YouTube. So that way I can see the comments and stuff. So having not been here for the last week, some of the computers, I guess the one over there, which is an older computer, has been running consistently. So let's see where we are with the stream here. Make sure it's still running. Hold up. Sound off, and we'll skip the ad. Okay, so I had to restart the computer over here, so forgive me. Like I said, I have been out of here for a while, so we got it, I think, squared away now. So here's the thing. Happy birthday to Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, who, let's be honest, he changed our season last year. And a lot of people will say, well, you don't pay Dak because, you know, we needed Amari Cooper for him to play well. Yeah. And does Troy Aikman get hit because he had the best offensive line in football? Because he had the best defense in football? Did he get knocked because he had the all-time leading running back? No, everybody looks at him and says, oh, that he had the playmaker, Michael Irvin? No, everybody looks at him and says he was a great quarterback. But if you look at everything that was around Troy Aikman, you had to say the team was completely loaded. Do you think Troy Aikman would have 3 Super Bowl champions if he had gone to, let's say, the Jets? Do you honestly believe that he would have? I don't. I think that having the situation that, yes, he was a very accurate quarterback, he was a great quarterback, but he had everything, and I mean everything. I asked you guys, name me one thing that Troy Aikman did not have during the heyday of the Dallas Cowboys. Best running back in football. One of the top wide receivers, Michael Irvin. Best offensive line. They called them the Great Wall of Dallas. Right? Oops. Hang on. Got to do something else real quick. I forgot. Got to use the keyboard over here. We'll get into this in just a second, guys. Okay. All right, so now I can finally get it. Okay. Forgive me, guys. I'm sorry. I apologize. It's unprofessional. Oh, I forgot. I'm not a professional. So, Troy Aikman didn't get hit on the Dallas Cowboys having all those players. Now, today while I was working, I got a little emotional. I got a little upset because I'm sick and tired of hearing some of the same things over and over and over again. It's like constantly, no matter what happens, people are always trying to downplay my quarterback, Dak Prescott. And a person said we should pay him between $23 and $28 million. And after going to Puerto Rico, I kind of look at things a little differently. I realize how short life is. I realize how lucky and fortunate we are to have what we have, okay? I'm serious. I think everybody should do something like what we just did. But I'm sitting here thinking 23 to 28 million. Wait a minute, let me get this number. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? And I got indignant, and I hope that I didn't piss her off. Oh, and I'm all off of stuff here. Let me get open for business, and let me wake up the football gods here. 79 days, 23 hours, 2 minutes. I'm sorry, 1 minute and 50 seconds left before the start of the 2019 season. But I said, wait a minute. I said, wait 1 minute. It's like you think that Dak Prescott should get $23 million. And I'm like, so wait a minute. Wait. You're saying basically he should get paid $10 million less than Carson Wentz. And I'm trying to understand that now. I'm trying to understand that because I tried to put it into perspective. I said, let's say the going rate at your job is $30 an hour. How about you go ahead and take 20 while everybody else is making 30? Would you be okay with that? Because they say, hey, listen, the company, we got some financial, issues and stuff. We'd like to buy some new equipment and things, and we figured you'll give us a home team discount. But Charlie over here, he calls in sick. Charlie calls in sick, from time to time. But we're going to go ahead and pay him 30. So you okay with that? You're okay with that? Because that's what you are saying to Dak Prescott, all right? Because I'm just mystified by why people think that Dak Prescott should take less money. Because listen, if you think that anybody can literally walk in and just take over because they've got everything, well, I tell you what, go back to 2015. The Dallas Cowboys, a catch no catch away from the NFC Championship game, okay? Had essentially the same team. The only difference was DeMarco Murray left, but we were still fourth in running the football without a quarterback, basically. So you had Tony Romo go 3-1, and the rest of the guys who had won and elsewhere, Matt Castle did pretty well in New England, did pretty well in Kansas City, was a Pro Bowl quarterback, couldn't bust a grape. The one win that we have, you have to actually thank Deshaun Jackson. Because I remember, because I was in the end zone in Washington when he took the punt on the 10-yard line, ran backwards, and fumbled on the 6-yard line where we kicked the field goal and won 19-16 or something like that. Those guys had the best offensive line in football. There was no Tyron Smith missing time because of his back being messed up. Zach Martin was a young pup. Travis Frederick didn't have the syndrome over there, okay? But those guys couldn't do shit. So you took a 4-12 team that with 3 different quarterbacks couldn't do anything. He took that team into the playoffs. and went toe-to-toe with Aaron Rodgers, threw 3 touchdown passes. By the way, Tony Romo never threw 3 touchdown passes in a playoff game. And had it not been for a freaking miracle, would have won a rookie playoff game, which is something that very rarely ever happens. And you're saying that he should get paid less money than, by $5 million, than a Kirk Cousins, a guy he beat 4 times? Seriously. Because Kirk Cousins gets $28 million. Oh, well, they overpay him. It doesn't matter. It's the going rate. And like I use the example of, you know what? If you take my house and put it, say, in Alabama, it's going to be half the price. So if you're in Alabama and you look at the price of my house, you say it's overpriced. Doesn't matter. That's what the market is. That's what it's going to cost if you live here. And if you take this house and put it in New York, it's going to be about 5 times the money. And I'll look at it and say, it's overpriced because here in Virginia, I only play X. But that is the market that it is. And right now, the market's not going down. It has never gone down. Since since Troy Aikman got his contract, the market continues to go up every year. And here's the problem for the damn Dallas Cowboys. This is where they're stupid. The Dallas Cowboys end up screwing themselves by waiting because on today's birthday, Amari Cooper, 25 years of age, a guy you gave up a #1 draft pick for, a guy who against the Eagles had 216 yards and 3 touchdowns and kept saying, listen, this offense is garbage. I know what we can do to win, and helped us win. Virginia's finest, you're right. I got to do that. In fact, Dickie Normus, I got to get you. My man who won the Dak Prescott shirt, I got to get you as well. I have been lacking on getting shit out. I'm sorry. I just suck at keeping up with everything, but everything is crazy. My cousin Daniel is still waiting for an invoice from his basement and stuff. I just cannot keep up. I'm sorry. I just suck, man. I just suck. Forgive me. Gas loud. So I'm just sitting here, and I'm just kind of like, why is it that Dak is the only person that they say should take a home team discount? Because I look at the team right now for the Dallas Cowboys. We have guys on this team that we can't keep because we got too many players. Seriously. We will let go guys that will be starting on other teams because you can only keep 53. We have young talent. We're one of the youngest teams in the NFL. This isn't a situation where you look at, say, Green Bay Packers that just got rid of all of their defense that needs to rebuild, and they need the money to go out and get some free agents and things like that. No. This is a team that drafts well. We get all of our talent from the scrap heap and through the draft, which is cheap. We're not in cap hell. Okay? If you want to say somebody should take a home team discount, how about you say, Big Ben, listen, man, you're at the end of your career. You only got a couple years left. We lost Le'Veon Bell. We lost Antonio Brown. Let's try and make a run for a Super Bowl, and we need some extra cash. So how about you give us a break so that way we can get some talent there to try and make a Super Bowl? Did they say that to him? Anybody? Did they say that to him? Because they didn't. Nobody said that, he needs to have some people around him. You don't think Aaron frickin' Rodgers needs some more people around him? Some more playmakers? You don't think that Russell Wilson needs some playmakers? Because as we go through and we look at these things, how many of these teams do you look at in here that are loaded as we go with the top teams? Seattle will be good because Seattle has good coaching and stuff, and they're pretty good at keeping players. Stephen Pilgrim, thank you very much for the super chat. Junebug, thank you very much for the super chat. So I look at Seattle. Seattle could use some more extra money to go ahead and spend on some players, right? Steelers weren't in the playoffs last year, lost 2 key players on offense. They could use some money. The Packers, they could use some money. The Eagles, well, the Eagles, you can say, they're stocked. But they spent $32 million a year on average. for Carson Wentz. Okay. Atlanta Falcons, they could definitely use some help. Minnesota, yeah. So then I hear people saying, well, Dak needs to prove that he is the quarterback, that he's the guy. Jimmy Garoppolo, what did he prove? Seriously. Jimmy Garoppolo, you're saying he should get paid less than Jimmy Garoppolo, who got paid $27 million off of 8 games. Really? You're saying he should get paid $4 million less than Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford, you're saying he should be less than Matthew Stafford? Then you're talking about, how about Derek Carr? You're saying he should get paid $2.5 million less than Derek Carr? Who doesn't understand there's no crying in football? There's no crying in football, buddy. Now, Drew Brees, I'll get you that one. Drew, that's a bargain. Drew is a bargain. Andrew Luck right now is a bargain. Now, here's what's interesting. Alex Smith. So what you're saying is he should be paid like Joe Flacco or Alex Smith. All right. It gets me under my skin, and I'm sorry. And people will say, "Well, you're just a Dak Prescott lover." You know, you're. I'm not even going to say the things they say that I do or whatever. No, because I'm trying to educate you guys. Because you all keep thinking that Dak is a third-tier quarterback. Third-tier quarterback. Okay. Or we always have this thing about Dak Prescott because, well, he was a 4th-round pick. There's a reason why he was a 4th-round pick. Yeah, because people didn't see the talent. If you guys say that, well, he was a 4th-round pick, then what do you say about Tony Romo, who was undrafted? Or Tom Brady. Tom Brady, he shouldn't go to Hall of Fame because he was a 6th-round draft pick. Is that how ignorant some of you guys are? Really? There are Hall of Famers who went undrafted or were late in the draft. Why? Because they messed up. They missed. Or maybe the light bulb went on when they got there. Nobody thought Tony Romo was going to be anything. Now, if Tony Romo, and that's the other argument I always hear. Well, Tony Romo, he's not Tony Romo. Tony Romo was a winner. Tony Romo was a gunslinger. Tony Romo was this and that and the other. Okay. All right. So what other arguments do you guys have? Because we're going to put them all to bed tonight. Today. You are going to learn today. Okay? Because we're going to go through this stuff. Because all you guys will say, well, he regressed. He had that stretch where he was awful, you know? He's not the guy, even though he's got second most wins over the 3 years he's been in the NFL to Tom Brady. Oh, well, that's just the guys around him. Lord, 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 give me strength. Okay. Let's go through you guys' arguments. And if you guys have some more, let me know. Because, like I said, we're getting close to the season now. And I'm tired. I'm sick and I'm tired of having this argument and stuff with these knuckleheads. There's one troll that I have on Facebook. The only thing he's got is the 7 games that we went downhill on. But here's what's interesting. I'm out of order here probably. Here's what's interesting, okay? And I agree. We went through a bad stretch of football with Dak. A bad stretch. When Tyron Smith went out. But if you honestly believe that another quarterback would have done night and day difference against the Atlanta Falcons when Claiborne was literally eating Chaz Green for lunch. They say you can't win without Zeke Elliott. And we lost those first 3 games without Zeke. But we've had 4 games since then without Zeke. We won 4 of those. And keep in mind the 3 that we lost where we looked at the offense and we were actually running the ball well, but yet we decided we're going to be a passing team, which we had never been. We won the next 4 games without Zeke. And I'm not trying to say let's win without Zeke, because that's the Dallas Cowboys formula. Every quarterback that we've had that's done well with the Dallas Cowboys had a great running game and a great offensive line. Roger Staubach had Tony Dorsett. Troy Aikman had Emmitt Smith. Okay? And you could look at the best year that Tony Romo had. He had DeMarco Murray with 1,800 yards. But here's the numbers right here. Courtesy of Marcus Mosher, who is kind of really a Raider fan. But if you take out the 3 games without Zeke, and people say, oh, you can't take those games. I get you. I'm just saying, if you do, look at the rest of it. 66% completion percentages, 7.5 yards per carry. So that's the dink and dunk you guys keep talking about, the dink and dunk? No, it's not really true. Passer rating of 98.4 and 17 rushing TDs. You just take out 3 games that were basically a shock because Zeke Elliott wasn't there. And you didn't have Tyron Smith. That's pretty good for a 4th round drafted quarterback. 4th round drafted quarterback. Under the microscope. 98.4 QBR, 17 rushing TDs, 66 completion percentage, 7.5 yards per completion. All right. Let's look at his statistics. In his career so far, in 3 years, 10,876 yards, 67 passing TDs, 18 rushing TDs, so a total of 85, a 66.1% completion percentage, and a 32-16 record. But Mark, he's no Tony Romo. And listen to me. God, I'm telling you, I'm not putting up with any crap tonight. I'm not saying anything against Tony Romo, because some of you guys have Saint Tony up here. Tony Romo is God up here. Tony Romo is the gold standard. And if that is how you feel, then you should actually feel great about Dak Prescott then. If he is the high standard, if he is the guy that you say we can win with Tony Romo, then you should be elated that you have Dak Prescott. Because typically when a team loses a great quarterback, usually they don't have one for a while. Or they have to use a lot of draft capital to try and get one and try and spend years of getting them to be the guy. Look at the Washington Redskins, how long they have looked to try and get a quarterback. Look how many draft picks they have used to try and get a quarterback. Look what San Francisco paid to get Jimmy Garoppolo, who ended up being out last year. We went from Tony Romo to Dak Prescott. We didn't skip a beat. And it only cost a 4th round draft pick, which meant you only paid him peanuts. Aaron Rodgers makes more money for 1 game than Dak Prescott has made in his whole career. Okay. So if your standard is Dak ain't Tony Romo. Okay. Let's go by the numbers here. And again, I'm not throwing shade on Tony Romo. Tony Romo was great. Mark wants to take the belt out and give out. Oh, that's right. Or at least go out and get a switch. There's nothing worse than growing up when Mama said, "Go outside and get me a switch." You better not come back with a switch that was like weak and broke, because then it's gonna make you get one that's even worse. Okay, so if you go through Tony Romo's numbers, we have all his numbers here. We won't say the first 3 seasons, because the first 2 years Tony Romo was on the bench. Tony Romo couldn't get on the field. But if you take the first 3 years of Tony Romo playing football for the Dallas Cowboys, okay, where he had the opportunity to sit behind Drew Bledsoe, a guy who had a Super Bowl ring, for a couple of years, watch and learn and get to know the system. Okay, let's put that out there. Tony Romo's numbers his first 3 years, 10,562 yards. Dak Prescott, even though Dak Prescott regressed, even though Dak Prescott had a bad stretch, even though Dak Prescott had the worst receiving core offensive weapons in the NFL, Dak Prescott, 10,876. Tony Romo, completion percentage, 63.66. Dak, 66.1. And here's where Tony Romo got him. Touchdown percentage, 6.1. Dak, 4.5. Tony Romo, 81 passing TDs, 3 rushing, and 46 interceptions. Dak Prescott, 67 passing TDs, 18 rushing, total of 85, with only 25 interceptions. 21 less. Now, yards per game average, because here's where it gets kind of funny. This is what's really interesting. Tony Romo averaged 236 yards his first 3 seasons per game. Let me say that one more time for you guys that keep talking about how bad Dak Prescott is, how we can't pass the ball down the field or anything. 236 yards per game average for Tony Romo. By the way, didn't have Scott Linehan as offense coordinator. Dak Prescott, 226. Even with that bad stretch that was historically bad, Dak is only 10 yards behind him. So when you look at the numbers, now granted, Dak had a few more games to play because Tony Romo only played 10 games his first year, and his third year, he ended up missing 4 games because he was injured. Tony Romo's record, 27-12. Dak Prescott, 32-16. So as you look at that, if your gold standard is Tony Romo, you really have about the same thing, but the difference being is Dak Prescott can take a hit. We saw that in Atlanta game and get back up. Dak Prescott is young, okay? Basically got drafted by the Cowboys, and they never thought he'd sniff the field. And come training camp, he becomes the guy and steps up and wins. And you look at him and you say, he hasn't reached the ceiling yet. Now, while we have Tony Romo's numbers up here, I want to show you guys something else. Let's see. Again, I'm just getting back in here. Okay. Pen's not working. Okay. Come on, baby. Okay. All right. Here's what's interesting. Tony Romo's first 3 years, right here. That 10,562 yards. I always talk about the power of 4. The fourth year of quarterbacks is the magical year. The 4th year is the year that they kind of step up. Tony Romo, best season up until that point was 3,448 yards. The next year, 4,483. Kind of covered it up there. So you look at quarterbacks taking a big step forward in the 4th year. If that is the case, and now that we have Amari Cooper and Randall Cobb and everything else, you look for Dak Prescott to really take another move forward, leap forward. All right. So that's my case right there with looking at him versus Tony Romo. For all those people that say that Tony Romo, would have taken his team to the Super Bowl because Dak Prescott sucks. Okay. Brings me to Carson Wheelchair Wentz. Carson is getting $32 million. For a guy who has missed a lot of time. And here's the thing, because they talk about how good Carson Wentz. Oh my God, Carson Wentz was incredible. He got hurt again, but he was playing great. You do know Carson Wentz was 5-6 when he went out. And if you don't know, 5 and 6, if you have 5 over here as wins and 6 over here as losses, then that means you have a losing record. I will contend that had Carson Wentz not gotten hurt and Nick Foles came in and played the system better, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. So now you have a guy who his college was injured. He came in, got hurt his ribs in training camp his first year. He did play the whole season. Second year, he messes up his knee. Third year, it's his back. And I know the people will say, well, it was his knee that was the reason why his back. He was slow starting because he was injured. Okay. You missed the argument. It's because he was injured. Because he gets injured. Now, they banked on him because, well, you know, that's the guy. You have to gamble on him, okay? We gave up a whole lot of draft capital to go get him. So you go get him. You don't go ahead and say, well, we're going to go get somebody else, because there aren't a whole lot of them out there. You have to hope, when you hook your wagon to him, that he is going to be the guy. And that's why you pay him. And that's why they hurried up and paid him, because they realized that the ceiling is raising. You got Jared Goff that's out there that's going to want to get paid. You got Phillip Rivers, who, if the Chargers don't pay him, I guarantee somebody will pay him a boatload of money. You got Jameis Winston down there. You've got Marcus Mariota out there that's going to need to pay. Okay, and you got Dak as well. So the Eagles were smart and said, let's go ahead and pay him now. And they got it so that way, basically, it's a $26 million hit this year. So it's not that bad. So that's where they are getting themselves together, because they know that the price is going to be going up. The $30 million is now the new $20 million. It's the going rate. So when you look at his numbers, let's look at Carson Wentz's numbers. 10,152 yards, less than Dak Prescott. TD percentage, 4.8. Dak, right behind him at 4.5. Passing TDs, 70. Dak, 67. Interceptions. Dak had more games. Carson Wentz, 28. Dak Prescott, 25. Now, yards per game, 253 to Dak's 226. But I dare say that offense is a modern offense where we had Scott Linehan. And wins, let me see where are the wins on here. Oh, wait. Oops. Wins. How many wins does Carson Wentz have? 18, 23, and 17. So now I go back to Heather. Why is it that we need to pay Dak Prescott, $9 million less than Carson Wentz? That's all I want to know. Because as we go through and look at Carson Wentz's numbers, advanced passing, rushing, receiving, defenses, scoring. I'm sorry, I must have missed his playoff. Did you guys see the playoff? Did I miss it? Playoff games, rushing and receiving, rushing. Oh, and he's got 2 rushing TDs. So actually, TD-wise, he's got 72 touchdowns to Dak Prescott's 85. Oh, that's right. He's never played in a playoff game. That's right. I forgot. He hadn't played in any. Okay. How about Jared Goff? Because Jared Goff, and if the Cowboys don't hurry up and get him paid before Jared Goff, then it's going to go up some more. Jared Goff, where's the numbers? His numbers, 24 victories and 14 losses. Yardage, 9,581. TDs, 65. Interceptions, 26. You look at that, and you don't say that, well, he's got Todd Gurley, that he's got an offensive-minded genius or anything like that. Because you can look at them and say, Todd Gurley, Zeke Elliott, not too far, not too shabby. Great defense the Rams have. Sean McVay, Scott Linehan. So Jared Goff, and I guarantee you Jared Goff's not going to be taking that 23 or 25 million that you're talking about that Dak should. So again, why is it Dak Prescott should take less money than these guys? Because of the three, and here's the other thing, people will say, well, you know, he's a third-tier quarterback. Okay. He's a third-year quarterback. Third-year quarterback whose numbers are better than 3 years of Russell Wilson or 3 years of Big Ben. He's got numbers that are really, when you look at it, pretty damn good. Now here's an interesting piece from Sports Nation. And this was looking at the 15 quarterbacks that were drafted in 2016. Their first tier, of course, Carson Wentz, they say, is the best. Jared Goff and then Dak Prescott. Okay, and you could arguably say, well, you know, Jared Goff did go to Super Bowl. Didn't show up. Did not show up. And you could also look at him and say he regressed as the season went on last year without Todd Gurley. So you could technically say what everybody said about Dak Prescott, that without Zeke Elliott, he can't win. Well, they ended up having C.J. Anderson, who ended up playing pretty good and couldn't win. TGK TV, he's cool. I don't know. Somebody put you in timeout? And understand something here, guys. Listen. We may disagree. A lot of people may disagree with my opinions, and I'm okay with that. Okay? I'm okay with that. But it doesn't need to be where it's hate, that because I think Dak should get paid and maybe somebody thinks that he shouldn't, that we have to be fighting and no, it's a difference of opinion. Junebug, you might give the watch. Well, that'd be great. West Coast Cowboys is coming there. Ed Oliver's, he just sent me a text message. He's going to be there at the tailgate. Cowboys Experience is going to be, we're going to be having a ball. It's going to be huge at that tailgate. But I want you guys to think about this. Now, remember, Dak Prescott was a fourth-round draft pick in that draft. So the top tier they have in that class, of course, he's in it. Quarterbacks worth grooming. Jacoby Brissett. Had a little success in New England, but everybody has a little success in New England. Solid NFL backups, Jeff Driscoll, Nate Sutfield, Cody Kessler. Hey, at least they still have a Jones. Carnell Jones, Jake Ruddick, Brandon Allen, Kevin Hogan, and Paxton Lynch. Oh, wait, does Paxton Lynch still have a job? I thought in the AAF he got out. So think about that. So all you people out there are saying, well, just go ahead and get another quarterback. 2016 may go down as one of the best quarterback drafting classes. If let's say, Dak wins the Super Bowl or Carson Wentz stays healthy, you could arguably say that this was a quarterback class. And all those people that say, well, you know what, pay Dak his rookie contract and then just let him walk. There were 3 quarterbacks that are worth a damn out of that draft. 3. You don't go to Walmart and just say, I'm just going to get another quarterback. All right, so that's my argument on why Dak Prescott should get a contract. And if you don't hurry up and get it done, as we're looking at the price range, $35 a year for Russell Wilson, Ben Roethlisberger, 34, Aaron Rodgers, 33.5, Carson Wentz, 32, Matty Ice, 30, Kirk Cousins, 28, Jimmy Garoppolo, 27. When all these other guys go, Brian from SoCal, thank you very much for the super chat. it's going to cost you more because you've got all these guys that are now getting ready to get paid, and nobody's going to look to take less money. And so I ask you now, why do you feel that Dak should go ahead and basically get $9 million less than Carson Wentz? Why is it he is the only quarterback? Why is it he's the only quarterback that everybody feels shouldn't get paid? I ain't heard anybody else who got a new quarterback contract from Kirk Cousins, who admits, he says, I'm a 500 quarterback. No, Kirk Cousins, you're not a 500 quarterback. You're 3 games under 500, buddy. Oh, I didn't use my super chat voice. It must not be working. I'm sorry. I must have gotten the switch off. I'll have to get it together. Kirk Cousins admits, I got to play better because I suck. Because he's not as good. I tell you what, Salazar, show me how he's not as good. Show me. Prove to me. Because I got my numbers. The only thing I hear is you say, because it's that simple. He's not good. Prove it to me. Prove it to me. I've made my argument. You make yours. Tell me why he isn't. He's got more wins. He's got more yards. He's got less interceptions. He's got more touchdowns. And he stays healthy. So tell me why he should. And the team wins. So don't give me this, oh, he doesn't pass the eye test. Oh, he's just not that good. Pfft. Carson Wentz, remember, 5-6 last year, 5-6. 5-6. Now, I know you'll say, well, it was Amari Cooper. Did Amari Cooper throw the ball to himself? Did Amari Cooper throw the ball to himself? Because here's Derek Carr, who's getting 25. Junebug, thank you very much for the super chat. Because Derek Carr had Amari Cooper for 3 years. Kevin Henson, you're wrong. You're wrong on that one. Flat out. Derek Carr had Amari Cooper and couldn't bust a grape with him. Dak Prescott walked in the middle of the season with that guy, and you look what he ended up doing. Against the Eagles, 216 yards, 3 TDs. He only had 4 TDs when he was in Oakland. The first half of the season. Dre Wolf, 08, thank you very much for the super chat. Or, wait a minute. Hold on. No. Hold on. Actually, I'm wrong on that. I think he only had 1 touchdown. Hold it. I'm getting old and forgetful here. Let me double check. No internet. What the what? Okay. Sorry, I lost the internet over here on this one. Everything's just acting crazy on me tonight. I'm sorry, guys. Adrian Garcia, thank you very much for the super chat. No, I do not have a Dak Prescott tattoo. I have enough scars on my body. I don't need any more. Let's see if I can get back on here. Because actually, I think Amari Cooper only has 1 touchdown. Okay. Before. Yeah. Let me say it again. Amari had 3 touchdown passes in 1 game with Dak Prescott. And in the 5 games he played for Derek Carr had 1. Saturday, right? Thank you very much for the super chat. So I ask you again then. if he could take Amari Cooper and turn him into 725 yards in 8 games, and Derek Carr in 5 games can only get 280, are you saying that Amari did all that? Come on. That was working with him. Now, again, it's right now OTAs and stuff. We don't know what's going to happen over the course of the next, 30-some days and stuff before training camp. But from what we've been hearing from OTAs and minicamp and stuff, that Randall Cobb and Dak, they are like Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott. And if that's the case, I really hope, Mark's got a tramp stamp. No, I don't. I have no tattoos. I don't believe in tattoos. It's just not my thing. No tattoos. I got scars. I got a burnt leg. I got, knee scars from operations. I got, blisters from Puerto Rico. But sorry, no tattoos. I'll leave that to the younger generation. So what I hope that Randall Cobb has an incredible season. A season better than any of the years he had with Aaron frickin' Rodgers. So that way I can tell you guys to go pound sand. Now, this show has seemed like it's gone by quick. I apologize that we've kind of messed up a bit. But I want to show you guys something here, okay? This right here. This is something totally special to me. Having gone to Puerto Rico, I have a new family that's in Puerto Rico. No, I didn't sleep with anybody. Now, let me rephrase that, okay? Adopted family, okay? That was one of the greatest things that I have ever done in my life, was going there and helping some other people. I was talking to the company that actually did put on this whole thing, because I had a lot of people who said, I'd like to go and come down there and help out. And I was like, I've got a lot of people that say they'd like to volunteer to go to Puerto Rico and help do what we did. And so they're like, well, let me get back to you on that. So I don't know. That might be an opportunity, because believe me, there's a lot of people that need help. We take things for granted, like just turning on the faucet and having hot water, or flipping the light switch and having lights, or, when it's hot outside, we just come inside, we got AC. Or we just go to 7-Eleven and get ourselves a hot dog and a bag of chips and a bottle of Coke. These are all things that we have to the excess that others don't. And seeing that realizing that, we are the wealthiest country in the world, that we have things that other people don't have, was eye-opening for me. And that's where I said, you know what, I've got a lot of work to do in this world. There's a lot of lives that I've got to try and do my best to try and make better. And so I'm on a mission to bust my ass for however much time I have left on this world to try and make a difference. Not only for myself, my family, but for others out there, people that maybe I don't even know. And so going there was a life changer for me. We went to the Bacardi factory, and that's where we got this bottle, and you'll see right here, it's engraved. It says Cowboy Jobu 19. You can only get this bottle, and we bottled it ourselves, in Puerto Rico. It's pretty good rum. Not cheap either. But Michael said, Dad, this is what I want you to have for Father's Day. So this bottle, expensive bottle, wax seal and all, is special to me, as is Puerto Rico. And the only way I can open up this bottle of rum is if it's... Did I miss Junebug with another super chat? Junebug, thank you very much for a super chat. The only way I can open this up is for something special. And that has to be the Dallas Cowboys going to the Super Bowl or winning the Super Bowl. So however long it'll take, this bottle, as good as that rum is, Jobu, will not be touched until then. So, actually I'm getting kind of emotional and stuff on this stuff, but it really was something big. Now, we are an alcohol-free. Steffi, TGK TV, thank you very much for the super chat. And seriously, I want you guys to understand. Listen, I may talk some smack. I may end up busting some people out. But it's not malicious. It's not, and it's not hateful. It's having a discussion and having an argument. And here's the thing that you got to understand in life is you need to listen to somebody who has a difference of opinion. I don't want people that all agree with everything I say. You want to have people that disagree with you because it might make you think or realize something you didn't already know. It may be that there's a problem that both of us have, that you look at it one way, I look at it another, but it may be that together we can come up with a solution that works for both. You don't run, Mark? I don't run? No, I don't run and hide. It's football, gonna be emotional, but everything is. No, it wasn't so much football. No, Victor, listen. That's not a chugging rum. That's a sipping rum. You don't mix it with nothing, okay? You put it in a nice glass, like it's a glass of wine, and you sip on it. Kevin Henson, thank you very much for the super chat. Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin. If that's what Next Gen has, well, we'll take a look at it. How does that compare to other people? Because I can guarantee you that there's a lot of them, like, say, Jared Goff. Jared Goff has a lot of plays that go to his running backs that are short passes. But we'll see. I'll check it out. But I can guarantee you one thing, that now that we got rid of the Stone Age in Scott Linehan, I can guarantee you that now that we have some stud wide receivers that know how to play, guys that can get downfield, that Michael Gallup will take a step forward, that Amari Cooper will end up having a whole training camp and time to really work with Dak Prescott, that Randall Cobb, a guy who wanted to be here. I guarantee you when we put these pieces together with a fresh outlook and somebody trying to make his mark and make his name and Kellen Moore, that I guarantee you that we'll be seeing a lot more from this offense going down the field more. And I guarantee you that you'll see, I think you'll see Dak Prescott throwing over 4,000 yards. Now, I don't want to see us throwing for 5,000 yards and things like that because that means we're getting away from Cowboys football. It's just in the same way I don't want to see Zeke Elliott running for 2,000 yards. You're going to kill the guy. We want to have a balance of run and pass and be balanced. So that way teams are off balance. They don't know what we're going to run. When you listen to Cole Beasley was 100% right. I don't know why he's going through and continue to go on the Cowboys because if you're gone, you're gone. Let it go. Maybe he's mad that he's not here, and looks at it and says, you know what, you could have used me differently and I could have done better. The same way, Des Bryant says the same thing. We all know that the offense was limited because of Scott Linehan. And Kellen Moore is going to do a lot more with this offense than what we did with Scott Linehan. And I believe my quarterback deserves to get paid. He's already shown he can stay healthy. He's clutch. Thank you very much. Trigger warning. Someone get Mr. Beast to pay Mark Holmes. Oh, man. I'm good, man. I'm good. Thank you, though. But I don't know. Like I said, tonight I'm just getting tired of all of the stuff that we just keep hearing over and over and over again. Because what happens is you hear something enough times, and you hear ESPN talk about how bad he is, and skip, and these guys, Dak Prescott, you start to believe it. But the numbers don't back up their arguments. Y'all Cowboys fans high, you won't win the division, let alone a Super Bowl. Oh, we got to hate. Is that an Eagle troll that's not even man enough to put his face on his icon? Okay. All right. Sarah Green, how you doing? Zachary, how you doing? Steffi, how you doing? Junebug. Victor. Oh, man. Thank you, Victor. I'm sorry. I've been talking so much. Eric, thank you very much for the super chat. Who do I think will be the front starting for the first preseason game? It'll be a bunch of rookies on that one. We know it won't be DeMarcus Lawrence out there. High on drugs. an uneducated Cowboy fan, if you wait the price. Thank you, Miss Jackie. Shout out to you. Miss Jackie was actually at the Alan Hearns event this past weekend. I'm so jealous. She's been with Dak. She's been with Amari Cooper. Wait a minute, that sounds bad. She's been to their events, okay? Face not even a mother could love. Oh, you talking about mine? Josh McDaniel has no Josh Gordon. McVay had no Cooper Kupp. Both made Super Bowl. Okay. Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, it was the running game that took me there. It wasn't Jared Goff. Jared Goff. And you know what? Had the Dallas Cowboys made that tackle on third down, the Cowboys would win the game. And you could see that the Rams were going downhill the last half of that season. Thanks for keeping me company while I mow, Mark. Are you cutting grass? Please go and subscribe to Sal. Yeah, check out Sal, because Sal's doing a whole bunch of work. He's getting started. He's getting his feet wet and stuff. Hook him up. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I'm hoping it's not going to be. And here's what actually is good. The fact that they said 34. They could have come back and said, well, we want to be the highest paid, and could say 35 or 36. When you put a number out there, you're trying to negotiate. The Cowboys probably put out there, we'll pay you 29 or 30. And Dak's saying, how about 34? Okay, the Cowboys say, well, how about 30? How about 33 and a half? How about 31? How about 33? How about 31 and a half? How about 32 and a half? Okay, tell you what. How about we just go with the Carson Wentz and stop at 32? That's what it is. It's negotiation. You never go out there and say the exact number that you want to pay, because you'll pay more when you're trying to get a car, right? Am I right on that? You go ahead and lowball it, man. Man, I don't want to go about $10,000 on that car. That's the best I can do. But I guarantee you'll pay more than $10,000 on the car. You'll get it for 11 or 12. You go in and say, I'll pay 15. Shh, they got a sucker. So I look at it and say 32. And here's what's going to be great. If we look at, I'm in overtime here, make up for the time that I lost to begin with. But if you look at Tyron Smith when he got his contract, that $96 million contract in, I think, 2013, everybody said, oh, the Cowboys are crazy. Are you kidding me? That much money? Well, right now, he's only the 8th highest paid tackle in football. And he's still one of the top 3. So now you look at his contract and say, well, it's a pretty good contract. So you get on board with that, get him signed now, and the Cowboys also need to get Amari Cooper done too, because you got Julio Jones, who's about to get paid, and then you got New Orleans, Michael. I'm having a brain fart. They're working on his contract. You wait too much longer on Amari Cooper, it's going to all of a sudden be 18 or 19 million, because these guys might get 20. So you need to do these things and get them done while you can now. And understand, it ain't your money. It ain't coming out your pocket. And the man deserves it. So with that being said, it is time to get ready to get out of here. But I want to thank everybody who have supported me in this channel the way that you guys always have. It's been fantastic to be able to come to you guys on Monday nights and Friday nights and being able to do videos, and basically you guys see. There's Stephanie. How you doing tonight, Stephanie? It's amazing for me to be able to share my life with you guys. And I'm looking forward to the season. So I want to thank you guys so much for being here, being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. And I hope that you guys all have a wonderful evening, a wonderful night, and a wonderful week. Now, Victor, I got to go, man. I need to go put some ice on my knees because I got to get back down on that floor tomorrow morning and get that stuff done. So I can't quit my day job. And I need to really get myself together and bust my behind over the course of the summer so we're ready to rock and roll. I've got some more equipment that I want to buy for the channel, for the studio here, so when the season is here that we have no hiccups like we have right now, that we have this thing rocking and rolling. and I want to be able to get myself together so when we do those tailgates and stuff that I have money to really. Did I forget? I did forget, Daniel. I go do it right now as soon as I get off, okay? So between tonight and tomorrow morning, you will have it. See, look at that. My cousin is about ready to kill me, and that's because I'm trying to do everything I can with you guys. All right, it's time to turn off the lights, guys, because this party's over. Let's turn them down. Oops, wrong one. No. Wrong clip. Just messing up tonight.
The party's over. The party's over. They say that all. They say that all. Good things must begin. Call it a night. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the old thing again.